All right, it's day 5, and I'm in the same clothes I was in day 3. I meant to tell you one thing you will obviously learn about me. Julie got beautiful for her videos. I didn't even shower this morning. I had to work out, I had to take the kids to school and do, lots of work, and I'm a very real person, and so you're getting an unshowered Rhonda. Hopefully the next videos I will be able to get a little spruced up for you. But you know what? That goes perfectly with today's theme. Today's scripture verse is, it's one of my favorites. It is settled in my heart. It is something that I refer to all the time. Julie talked about, saturating yourself with scripture so that when you're being attacked, you have that at your fingertips. One thing that Beth Moore actually taught me and has stuck with me is to wallpaper my brain with scripture. Have you ever tried to take down wallpaper? It is not easy. And it does take a little bit more work to have it stay up there, but it is there for good until someone has to tear it down. And even then, remnants still stay. So wallpapering your brain with scripture is very important. As you're being attacked by the devil every single day, he's trying little things to knock us off our course. So today will be one that I hope you can wallpaper. You probably already have this one memorized, but I encourage you to really solidify it in your brain. It's Psalm 139, verses 13 and also 14. And let's go ahead and read that one first, and then I'll tell you this one, when I planned this one out, I specifically picked it also because I love this page in the journal because it has the card, I'm kind of a big deal. Because you know what? To God, you are a big deal. He didn't just throw you together. He took time and knitted you and made you wonderful. So Psalm 139, 13 to 14 says, "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well." So these are words from David. And David in the whole, I love all of Psalm 139. And you'll be able to actually, one of my other favorite verses is coming down the road. I love the whole thing because it literally is David just pouring out his praise and his love to God for who he is and what he does. And this is one that I have to hold on to. Let me just be honest here. How many of you can honestly say you love what you look like, you love how you feel, you love every personality trait that you have, that there's just perfection? There's none of us. As a matter of fact, there's only one perfect person, and that obviously is Jesus. But we all have imperfections. And as women, we're almost even more critical than any human being out there, any living creature. We are so critical of ourselves. We can be so self-conscious about how we look, how we're dressed, what kind of clothes we wear, how our hair looks, which obviously today I'm feeling pretty confident because I didn't get too dressed up for you today. But it's because God, none of us do. We all fall short in our own eyes. But this one helps me. It helps me to understand that I'm not perfect. I do have character flaws, or I have things about myself that I don't quite care for. But God does. He loves me and formed me exactly who I am. I'm wonderfully made. He knit me together. He didn't just throw me together. Have any of you guys ever knit anything before? It is quite intricate, and it's not something you can just whip together. That inspires me and comforts me quite often. Because I know God formed me, and he formed me wonderfully and took his time, when I do have something that comes up where I'm questioning my character, I'm questioning my flaws, I know that God gave me those for a reason. Sometimes it's weaknesses so that I will completely rely on him. He formed me with holes. He formed me with empty pockets that can only be filled by him. And when we try to use the world to fill those parts of us, we will always come up short. We will always feel empty. So know that he made you for him. Though that one flaw that you might hate, you might not like about yourself, God gave you that for a reason. And that reason has got to be that either it brings you closer to Him, or He's going to use that to glorify Him. You know, that's our purpose, is to bring Him glory and to bring light to Him and to shine for Him. So when I find that flaw, and I've got quite a few, I have learned to think, what does this mean? And how does God want to use this? It might bring me into the lives of someone else, because I can't accomplish something I want to accomplish. For instance, this study. I can't accomplish what I know Julie can, and that's one reason why I have loved to partner with her. And because of those weaknesses, instead of trying to overcome them myself or not doing it at all and saying I'm not good enough so I can't do this, instead I will see how God gave me my gifts, even though I have weaknesses, and I'll try to find somebody who has the strength where I might have a weakness. And I know God can use those weaknesses to still glorify Him. So let me ask you, where in your life do you need some encouragement? Where do you need to know that you are a big deal to God? He formed you exactly as He wanted you. He put so much thought into that. There's many times in the day when I allow my self-talk to sometimes beat me up. I am sometimes my own worst enemy, and it's Satan chirping in my ear and that I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I can't do it all. Of course, I'm too fat, or my butt's too big, or I'm too irresponsible, I'm too unorganized, and pretty soon, before you know it, after a half an hour, I've got myself in a puddle of tears. And I'm not listening to truth there. There I'm listening to the devil trying to talk me down. This is where this scripture verse helps me, and it's something I hang on to. You're right, I'm probably not those things, but that's how God designed me. And He designed me, I'm a child of God, and He designed me to serve Him. I'm going to look for my strengths. I'm going to focus on what I am good at and give that all to Him. I hope, friends, that if any of you are struggling right now with self-confidence, with self-doubt, with beating yourself up a little bit, that you don't listen to that devil trying to talk to you. It's very important, I believe, to identify when that happens, and as soon as you start going off on a tangent on yourself, stop. Listen to truth. Scripture is truth. And God told you that, guess what? You are a big deal. And He didn't just throw you together. He knit you in your mother's womb. He knew you before you even took a breath. And He created you exactly the way that you are. Now, sometimes that's not a pass for me to misbehave or to be lazy or to do something wrong and say, oh, that's how God made me. No, I believe that I'm challenged to rely on God more, to overcome some of those weaknesses and some of those character flaws, and to try to become a better person. But it's not because I have to. It's not because I need to earn my way into heaven. It's because I love Christ and I want to be the best person I can be for Him, despite my weaknesses. Thank you, friends, for tuning in again today. I hope you take some time to answer some questions. Try to identify, when does your mind wander and you start self-talking to yourself? Can you become aware of that? And instead of allowing yourself to continue down that path, stop. Wallpaper your brain with scripture. And I hope Psalm 139, 13 and 14 can be one of the ones that you hang on to. Also, is there a situation or a person that makes you feel this way as well? Use this verse to empower you when you are in that situation, so that you don't have that self-doubt come over you or that beating up of yourself. And also, one of the best things you can do is to focus on, what are your strengths that God gave you? That's what He wants you to focus on. You can't be all things. You can't have all gifts, but He gave you specific ones. That's what you should focus on, not on your weaknesses. When it comes to your weaknesses, that's how God designed you, so that you will rely on Him and not then of yourself. Thanks, ladies. We will see you in a couple of days. You have Julie up tomorrow. Lucky you. I'll be right there with you, learning, watching my video, and writing in my journal. Have a great day.